Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers, and my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about social media content. That's right, social media content. We're going to pivot a little bit. I know the last handful of episodes, we've been talking about mindset and success principles and things like that. So I wanted to give you a marketing episode and talk about communicating online on social. If you're like me, I think most people are, you got on social initially to stay connected with friends and family, right? To keep them engaged and just kind of update each other on what you're doing, right? Like, here's the movie that I'm watching, or here's the nice dinner that I'm having, right? Which is all great, right? It's awesome to keep connected that way with friends and family, and social is still used for that. However, if you want to start leveraging social for marketing and building your business, you gotta shift and change the conversations you're having, right? The first place to start is really you want to think about who your ideal audience is. Who do you want to attract, right? Because again, we can't keep talking to the same people, right? Like if our socials just stay our friends and family, then we're going to end up selling to the same people over and over again. And this is why, sharing your products and your services, the effectiveness of doing that online drastically declines very quickly, because you're talking to the same people over and over again. You're selling to the same people over and over again. It works initially, but it quickly the effectiveness declines. So you have to grow your audience beyond just your friends and family, and to do that, you initially need to think about who you want to attract in the first place, right? Who is your ideal customer? What do they look like? What are the things that they're going to be attracted to? And then once you figure that out, then figure out the conversations, right? You tailor your conversations to attract those people, right? Like, you want to have relevant conversations on your socials consistently, so that they'll be able to be drawn in. Now, the second half of this is communicate with a familiarity, so that it feels like you're talking to friends, right? So I know I said, we're going to get away from talking to our friends and family, but you still want to maintain that familiarity, so that it's more engaging, right? It's more open and it's more inclusive of conversation. You definitely want to have a conversation as opposed to just selling all the time, because if you're just selling and you're promoting your products all the time on your socials, nobody's going to want to engage with that anyways. Nobody's going to say, oh, I'm going to follow this guy because all he's doing is selling these products, right? Nobody ever says that, right? So again, you want to have relevant conversations to your ideal audience, and you want to have those conversations in a way that brings a level of familiarity, so that it's more engaging, right? Like it invites them in to have that conversation with you, right? So think about these as you adjust and as you use social media to build your business. You want to grow your audience beyond your current following or your current friends list, right? Because again, you can't keep selling to the same people. Otherwise, it just gets less and less effective. So growing your audience means knowing who you want your audience to be, number one, and changing that conversation that you're having online so that it's relevant to that audience, right? All right, so that's it. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, it's a simple shift, but it's a shift that I think you really have to make, right? Like, you got to stop using social for personal things. I mean, you can intersperse that every once in a while, but if it's all just you going to the movies or you going out to dinner, then it's completely uninteresting and unengaging for your ideal customer, right? So start making that shift, and you know what? Like, most of it is you'll figure it out as you go. It's not going to happen overnight, but as long as you're practicing, as long as you're creating content consistently and you're publishing every day, then you'll be able to kind of develop your voice, as we say here in the profession, and you'll get into a flow of your rhythm and the style of content that you start publishing, right? Right, but just be willing to make that transition so that you can get to that point in the first place. Okay, all right. So that's it. That's my message for today. More from me tomorrow. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.